You sing a little bit, but you're not seeing everything. You still
They
seeing,
clean it up before you come.
Yeah, the roses. You don't see them.
They
little,
put the toothpaste cap back on the toothpaste.
Yep. You don't see them little skid marks in the toilet bowl, all that stuff like that, right? And then
You're bad. Finish.
I was keeping it going.
I know. Just finish.
And then they get married, and then you find out all this stuff that you didn't know about this person in general. So. Know what I'm saying?
Why you starting?
Because I want to start it. Start it.
All right.
Digga.
What is...
Suave. I had to get it out.
Okay. You done?
Yeah, is my nose good?
Sure. Sure. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to That Kind of Love Podcast. I am your host, Logan, and this is my co-host.
Your boy, Trae.
This is my husband, y'all.
That's
if you
my
don't
wife.
know,
That's my
we
wife.
married.
That's my wife.
Why are you rubbing on me?
Trying to get ready for this post-podcast situation.
You're so ugly. You're so ugly.
Bro, like, do other people get that? She do that to me all the time, and I know I'm not ugly, right? So
Do you
married.
But do you know? Because you stuttered a little bit.
No, I was trying to get it out.
Yeah. You sound like you wasn't.
Who else does that happen to? Like, it's just because she childish. The childish one in the relationship,
what?
the childish one, that's what I said. The childish one in the relationship do this kind of stuff. Your boy handsome.
Okay.
You didn't see me crossing my legs if you...
You don't want to see him cross his legs because he ain't got no socks on.
and these feet. He got problems.
Well, you could probably see it now on the camera. You might want to put them down just in case. Okay. I can't remember what you can see.
Well, we're going to edit that out. It's just going to be blurred down there.
Censored. That is hilarious. All right, so before we get into this topic for today, which we don't even know what it is yet, we're going to just randomly pick one. Mm-hmm. You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
One-uppers.
One-uppers?
Yeah. One-uppers are people who just have to one-up everything all the time. Like on that stuff that don't even like have to deal with them.
Because you talking about my post.
Yes.
Okay.
So Trae has another page, which is like Uplift and Outreach, which is going to be a nonprofit. And he posts videos on there for the teens that follow him and for big people too.
Big people. Okay. Are you a big person?
Yeah, I'm at the big age of 29. So people at the big age of 29 and up and stuff, they still can go on there and get some wisdom.
No, I'm talking about...
And literally, like y'all, I'm not even playing. Literally, every time he posts a video, it's always that one person with 3 followers and
they page on
and
private.
they page private, and their profile is like a little dog who's like, actually, that is not correct.
It's not the.
But not even grammar stuff. Like grammar stuff I would get because like I'd be like, that's not right. Mm-hmm. But they'll comment on there being like, well, actually that's not true because this. And it's always something that has nothing to do with the video he actually posted. Like one girl was like, you don't need to pick one career if you want to like really succeed in life.
I never even said that.
Said nothing about a career.
Said that. Yeah.
It was like people just read stuff and they'd be like, it hit them the wrong way. So then they'd be like, oh, he's talking to me. I got to defend myself.
It's because they messed up in life. And they didn't learn that lesson early. So they feel like they got to tell everybody and their mama.
Yeah, about
wrong.
that. And I'd be like,
that's what it is.
And I'd be like, he didn't say anything about that. And then one other dude today literally was like, you don't need to look within yourself to find out what you're good at or what you like. Yeah. You need to go to God first. And I was like, okay, you're right, but that had nothing to do with the video he was saying. He was just trying to one-up Trae on what he was saying. I was like, dude, that was like, first of all, I don't know why people think if you put God in a sentence, I'm not finna still cuss you out. I'm still going to do it. I'm only not doing it because I love my husband. And I don't want him to leave me for acting stupid. Because
I wouldn't leave you for acting stupid.
but why would you leave me?
That's another podcast. See, the thing is, I be trying to be nice with my replies. I be trying to that is a good point. But what I was trying to say was, Logan be like, man, fuck that shit.
No, for real, because don't try me. But y'all, I really not like that big of a hothead, but it happens so much to him that I'd be like, at some point, you need to clap back at people.
Yeah.
Because when you make these videos, you're not just talking out your ass. Yeah. Like, you're actually saying stuff that you actually know and been through, so you know these things. So it's like, there are some people who have actual things to talk about within his comments, which I respect. Yeah. But don't come out here and be like, let me correct you. Nigga,
yeah, that's what he said.
No, he said, let's me correct you. Yeah. I was like, first of all, it's not let is.
And then they said, you gotta look, he meant to say you gotta look for God or look for it in God. And he said you gotta looking for in God. So I think somebody else actually needs to correct him.
You typing so fast, trying to be like a one-upper that you wrong.
Yeah.
But
hopefully that person sees this. Both of them.
Right?
Both of them.
Yeah. And it'd be people in the past too. Like Trey used to go back and forth with people try to be nice. I'd be like, nah, shut that shit down the first time.
Yeah.
I'm like, at some point, you just gonna have to be like,
I don't know what to do. It's like, I don't want to go back and forth with people because for me, it's either I'm going all the way there with you or not.
Go all the way.
But for me, that's like, it's hard to come back from.
It's like, I'm gonna show up at your house. What's your address? I'd be like, yeah,
it's
12.
It's all the way there or not. Like, that's just how it is for me. So,
but that's what grinds my gears.
Yeah. Logan knows how to get there and then come back. If I'm there, it's like
he's an all or nothing type person.
I'm all the way there. So I choose a lot of times not to go there.
But I know the art of just getting at people to the point where they can't really say anything else, so I don't have to go back and forth with you.
Yeah, I ain't learned that yet.
I just, but
you want to squab?
That's annoying. Anyway, welcome to our TED Talk. All right. So this is what we're going to do.
How we going to pick this topic? Because you say we ain't got no topic. And I only got...
enough time.
How much time I got?
Because it took us 500 years to set this up.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
We getting it together, y'all. We getting in order. But,
What's going to do?
You got to start first. Hey, that's a video right there. You got to start. If you don't start, then how you going to finish?
All right. We're going to go.
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Pick a number.
No. How about...
Oh, you want to look?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you pick. You pick and you tell me what you want to talk about.
So it's all these?
Essentially.
Okay.
But you can kind of tell which ones will be topic worthy.
A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Pick a letter.
Oh, God.
A. It looked like it's probably like 12 or 15 of these. So... Pick a letter between A and H. Hopefully that's 15 letters. How far can I go on this camera? Just pick a letter. Don't count them.
I'm doing the letters.
No, because I'm not going in the same order.
I don't know what letters are before H.
The truth has come out.
E. E.
Low key, let me see. H. I think G is before H.
E, F, G. Yeah, H. Yeah.
Okay.
E.
Wow, that's only A, B, C, D, E, F. G is before H. That's definitely not 15 letters.
At all.
Not at all. It's 26 letters. Okay, I could have done that math a little bit better. Okay, what'd you say? E? E. Okay.
What's the point of me picking?
So, following when you don't want to. In parentheses, you have marriage.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
You want to talk about that?
I don't know what this is.
In marriage, that topic
is... do you want me to pick another one? Or
you can pick another one.
Okay. Let me read it a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. You pick which one you feel like you could talk about. 'Cause I could talk about any of them. Except for the...
Oh, I like this one. Girl, you got some heat on here.
Read it.
I'm reading the other ones.
This 30 minutes may be up real quick. Okay.
I show you my roses so you don't see the weeds in my garden. That's the dating season. Showing you my weeds and hoping you still want my roses. Marriage. So that's kind of like a flip. So if I paint the picture real quick, that's the situation.
That's what we want to talk about.
We can talk about that.
Get into this. Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So the situation is, you know what? I'm gonna be that guy. All right. So the woman, the lady.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
That's annoying.
Right.
I'm gonna take you off my podcast.
So
act like you married, please.
All right. So two people get into a relationship. Let's just talk both of them. You know, when you're in a relationship, when you're dating, not relationship, when you're dating, you try to show the best side of you, right? Most people don't come out the gate talking about these are my issues and my problems.
That is exactly what that quote is about.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I heard it. It was literally probably yesterday when I was writing it down. But that's exactly what that quote is. It's like I hide my weeds so you can. I show you my flowers, my roses to hide my weeds.
Yeah.
And that's the dating stage.
Yeah. Wait. I want to finish it. This scenario.
So, you got a scenario? Okay. I'm sorry.
The whole scenario.
Okay.
It's basically what it is. But yeah.
Go.
So first you're in dating stage. So you've been dating. Then you start getting a relationship. 2 years. Y'all go over each other's house. So you seeing a little bit, but you're not seeing everything. You still
They
seeing.
clean it up before you come.
Yeah, the roses. You don't see them.
They
little,
put the toothpaste cap back on the toothpaste.
Yep. You don't see them little skid marks in the toilet bowl, all that stuff like that, right? And then
You're bad. Finish.
I was keeping it going.
I know. Just finish.
And then they get married, and then you find out all this stuff that you didn't know about this person in general. So let's start from the top.
Okay. Well.
So let's talk about that.
That scenario, you might not want to marry a person that does that, right?
That does what?
That literally hides everything before marriage.
But what if they're not? I mean, is it intentionally hiding?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And we'll get into those steps because that's a topic within a topic, which we will get to.
Okay.
So yes, you start off dating when you even when we start dating, you don't really just be like, hey, I like to leave all the cabinets open. Hey, I throw all my clothes on the floor when I walk home. Like, you don't do that. Like, it's like you show the best parts of you. And you literally try to hide the things that you know is bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you share stuff that you don't even think is bad because nobody told you, type situation. So like, you don't. For us in particularly, so like for like you telling me that your way is the best way because that's the only way you know. You don't think that's a bad thing because that's all you know until I tell you, hey, that's not great. So you weren't intentionally hiding that from me. You were just openly being like, that's kind of weird that you do.
But that's so crazy because I never, for one point, thought that was bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like, there's things like that where you don't know to hide it, so you don't type situation, or you're not ashamed of it, so you're like, whatever, like that's normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hide the fact that you don't do certain things or things like that. And that's the dating stage. So I'm like, oh my God, he's amazing. He doesn't do anything that I don't like. And then as that 2 year mark, like for us, it was pretty quick. We got comfortable with each other pretty quickly.
Yeah, I still remember the first time you farted in front of me.
Well, I wasn't gonna hold it in. That's
actually
stupid.
You farted in your sleep, so that was.
I wasn't gonna hold it in my sleep either. If I was awake, I wouldn't.
The thing was, you farted and you knew you farted in your sleep. I don't know. I'd be farting in my sleep.
No, I don't know if I knew. Did I say I knew?
Yeah.
Oh well, I probably wasn't all the way asleep then. I probably was like, I really have to fart right now.
So you can see that actually happened. When was the first time we had sex?
They can hear you. You have a mic.
I knew that. That was for the camera.
You didn't know. You gonna keep asking? Really? I'm about to cut the camera off. Child, I don't know.
It had to be. Was it before the cruise? No, it wasn't before the cruise. Okay, so it had to be at least. Do you mind if I say it?
I mean, you already there. You already there.
I can stop.
Stop.
Well, okay. I can't tell y'all. She said I can't tell y'all.
You're bad at all. Oh my God. Now we have to say something. We can't just,
so it was.
We're just going to cut it and then be like, yeah, and so Jesus walked on water and told Peter to come out.
I'll say this. It was within the year mark when we at first,
Okay.
and
What's wrong with you?
and
Why is this relevant?
I forgot what we was talking about. No, I didn't. I was forgetting where it was going. No, it's basically like how comfortable we got with each other.
Yeah.
So like we did that within the year. So
Okay,
we allowed ourselves to get real comfortable
We off
with
topic.
each other. You was farting in front of me.
We off topic. This is why it's my podcast and not yours.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Anyway, so that's the dating stage. And then as times go by, you relinquish your the hold you had on yourself. You get comfortable. You start to trust that person with your flaws, right? So you start to get comfortable. You start showing them exactly how you actually live. You start talking the way you normally would talk.
Yeah.
You dress the way you would normally dress, like on a casual day, because you get dolled up. You try to look nice for the person, and then you be like, okay, I can wear sweats today. It's fine. You can see me without the makeup and all that other stuff, which you already saw that from the get-go because I didn't wear.
Yeah, you
makeup
didn't.
like
You don't
that.
need makeup.
I didn't wear makeup like that. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that compliment.
You don't need makeup, bro.
Don't bruh me.
All right, my bad.
You see what he be doing?
Bro, we ain't got that much time. You wasting time.
You're annoying. And then, hopefully before marriage, because the key is to get to the part where you see my flaws, but you're still willing to love me before you get married. Now, but the real issue is that people want that after the marriage, which then the guy or the woman feels trapped.
Yeah.
They're like, who are you?
Like you wasn't like this in the beginning.
Like what? I used to go to sleep and wake up and you still look pretty.
Yeah.
Why?
You had a full head of hair.
Why you-
When you went this,
Why you look like that now when I wake up?
why your breath smell like that? God,
And then she'd be
dog.
like, well, I used to wake up before you would brush my teeth and then get back in the bed. Well, why the hell did you stop, sis? So it's like you want to get to that point before that marriage part hits.
I mean, I think that just like even going into that takes a sense of trust, like just to jump into that, like and be able to be open with that person. Like when is there a point where you like, all right, I've been with this person for this amount of time. Now it's time for us to be on one accord, or is there another way? Because I think we did it. We knew each other before, so we kind of just comfortable. So we can't really say nothing.
I think for us, for us, we were not necessarily in the unique. You would say unique. Most people will. We dated and known each other for so long that those conversations were bound to happen before we got married. We dated for
6 years.
6 years. So those conversations were bound to happen before we got married. But some people don't have that long of a period before they get married. So either somebody needs to be bold enough and force that conversation and be like, hey, we need to go sit down.
Yeah.
And we need to, literally it needs to be an actual meeting. Bring your notes, your notepad, and be like, yo.
This is the side I don't want you to see, but I want to be married to you and I want to stay in the marriage.
And don't get me wrong, yes, gradually expose yourself to each other. Don't be just don't be like, oh hey, this is what I look like, and then literally like just be like, this is really what I got going on. Because if people, honestly, ladies, this is specifically for you. Honestly, if he feeling you, he really don't care. Like, he don't care if you don't got makeup on. Like, if he really...
I'm glad you said makeup and not really anything else. You was
no.
that was real broad. You was like,
no. Specifically
he really don't
makeup.
care.
But they... If they really like you, they do like to see you in your chill state. Don't get me wrong. They still want to see you look great.
Yeah. Don't get stuck in that chill state.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
But they do... If they like you, they'll be fine with it. So don't feel the need to, like... be like, I gotta look like this all day, every day. Because when you get married, you gonna see that dude every day. And you think you finna get up and put makeup on like that every day? Don't get me wrong, there is some people who do. I don't know how they do it, because I can't.
You gotta be consistent.
But yeah, that's wild. And then don't get mad when you get married and he like, yo, why you
look like that?
Why you walking around here looking like that? You gonna be like, what you mean?
Is that you good?
You're gonna be like, what you mean? But you have to remember what you look like every day of your dating time.
You know, I'm gonna be real with you.
He married that, not that.
I'm gonna be so real with you. One of the things before we started dating, one of the things that I look for is how a girl looks on not on a regular basis, in a regular chill mode.
Just chill mode.
Yeah, because if I don't want to say that,
Say
but
it.
if she got a whole bunch of makeup on, it scares me.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It actually scares me because I'm
you
like,
be like, what are you hiding?
that's a lot of makeup.
And to be fair, because I am a woman and I do have women friends that do wear a lot of makeup, but that's because they enjoy the process of putting makeup on. They do enjoy the process of putting makeup on, and they're really good at it. So, therefore, it does feel and look like it's a lot of makeup, but when they take it off, they look the same.
I'm sorry. I just want to call one of them out.
Please don't.
I'm not, but
you don't.
I just
already
want to be
know, the
childish.
thing is, he's not going to be mean. He just want to say their name just so he can be childish. So stop.
And make a little sound bite clip.
Don't do it.
And send it to him.
Nobody has time for that.
I do.
I know you do. So don't. Golly. That's another topic. When your husband think my friends his friends. They not. We don't have the same friends. Keep your own friends.
I have my own friends.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Stay over there with them.
I do.
But anyway. But yeah, like you have to know all that stuff beforehand, because that's usually when those 2-year marriages only last, because you'd be like, I really don't know this person.
Yeah.
Like from anything. And that's, which kind of brings up another topic where people be like, that's why, because I already know if somebody's watching this, thank you for watching. But if they're, or listening, thank you. If they're watching or listening to this, they'll be like, well, that's why I be moving in with people, because yada, 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 yada.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a good point.
And for me right now, at where I am at the big age of 29 and being married for almost, 4 years now? 4 years this year. I'm not against it if people want to do it, but I'm also here to tell you that you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You can get to know how people live without actually living with them. Like, we've been to each other's houses and seen each other's rooms and stuff like that. And you get a gist of how people actually live. So I'm not saying don't invest time with spending a weekend together or spending overnight time and stuff like that together, but you don't have to get a whole lease together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can spend a night. Like, if you are a believer, like the Bible say don't shack up. And in my mind, shacking up means like you in that thing together.
Yeah, basically playing house.
Playing house. Yeah.
So like I said, at the big age of 29, I don't care. I don't have any feelings towards it. One, because I won't be in that position again, so I don't really care. That rule doesn't apply to me anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what my personal opinion is on that. I guess my thing is like I would prefer, if I were talking to a friend, I'd be like, yo,
don't do it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't think you should do it.
I think I don't care, but I think my go-to answer would be, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you struggling and you need a roommate, go
say
for it.
Say that. Let it be known.
Yeah, be like, hey, you really here because I need you to help me pay this bill.
And that's okay. Kinda.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's the same thing. But
one thing I was gonna say is the most important thing is know what to ask. Know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
Because that's where you can really start to dive deep into knowing what this person is about.
Which leads to my next topic within that topic, which is ask all the questions before you get married. You need to ask how many kids you want. Do you want kids? How do you want to raise your kids? Do you want to go to church every Sunday?
Ooh.
I need to know if that's a requirement, because for majority women, if we're being honest, if you go to church, you know that it's majority women there. They want to go every Sunday regardless if they actually believe or not. And they tend to sometimes marry men who don't care for it.
And they just gotta fight them to go.
And then it becomes a wedge in between that family.
Yeah. You know what's even bigger? That this is the stuff that I think people miss, because I think that's common for people to ask, what do you like? Well, for a normal straight-headed person, right?
Yeah.
What do you like? What do you don't like? What are some of those things? But what about those intangible things? Those intangible questions, like where you can't even ask them the question. You really just have to observe. The bigger thing is those intangible things, and it's not even about asking the questions. It's more so about observing the person, because what I was looking for in a woman was like, can they adapt to change real well? Can they handle someone that's wanting to succeed, like go to higher levels?
Just super random. Was that what you were looking for at 20?
Yeah. No, it wasn't, well, I'll say this. I wasn't necessarily looking for it. We were dating and I was checking it with you. I was technically checking it with you. But maybe not at 20. Maybe not at 20.
I was about to say, I find it funny that you were looking for a woman. You were looking for a woman
that can adapt to change. And I can't adapt to change. Right? But I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going though. That's the thing. I know where I'm going and I can get better in that. So we both can't be non-adapted to change. That ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna say the same. You changed me. That's what you were thinking.
Okay, that could be the case.
Okay.
That was just one example. Another example is just like continually bettering themselves. Like, do they believe in that type of stuff?
For sure.
But of course, if you ask somebody like, hey, like, do you want to get better? Like, how do you ask that? Obviously, yeah. But seeing it in their actions, like being observant of what they do instead of what they say.
I think a good question. It could be for a first date if you want it to be, but okay, it's really bothering me that I feel like I wasn't even recording.
We just keep on. We'll figure it out.
Okay, okay, bad.
We'll figure it out.
But a good question. We are literally recording. What's up? All I hear in the background is.
Only you hear all that.
We have mics on.
Put this in there.
Really bad. You came out your room to tell us to put the light bulb in the light.
I was coming in here to do it myself. I heard you talking.
That's why I closed your door, because it was recording. God. Y'all, that's my daddy. I wish we had another camera so you could just see how he came up in here. Like we not recording. We got lights on, the camera up, mics on, everything. Like, I'm like, what? Golly. That's what I'm saying. But you good? You good?
Your daddy funny, bro. Walk out.
And then still put the light bulb down.
And stare at you too, like.
It still put the light bulb down. It was like,
y'all put that in there when y'all get done. That's how you know people just don't care.
So that's how
parents.
It's hot.
Parents just don't care. Like, hey, when you get done with that.
All right. Back to what I was about to say.
Oh gosh.
A good question to ask people is, what kind of life do they want?
Yeah.
And that's a question you need to really ask somebody before you get married, or even during the dating process if you plan on being tied to them for the rest of your life. Is the simple, but you can't really answer it simply unless you actually know.
Yeah.
What kind of life do you want? Like, what do you want out of life? I'm talking about tangibles and intangibles. Do you want your family to be happy, or do you not care? Do you want a whole bunch of money, or do you just want enough?
Yeah, and then with some of those questions, like I said, you got to look at their actions.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So then, once they tell you, you'd be like, "What are you doing to get that life?" I think that's a reasonable first date question.
Yeah.
Because it's going to provoke a long conversation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel very like, what's your bank account look like?
Yeah.
It's more so like, hey, like for real, like what do you where do you see yourself in life?
Yeah.
Don't ask where you see yourself in 5 years. Like nobody. It's not a job interview.
Yeah, and of course they're gonna lie.
Of course.
Like, and the crazy thing is, I was kind of asking those questions, not in those ways where the obvious answer is what I wanted to hear, but like, I was asking certain things, but later on in life, I realized I had a lot more growing that I needed to do. Like in that moment, I thought I was doing a lot of work, which I was.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of growth, but just because you may be actively trying to progress and grow doesn't mean the person that you with isn't. That's a whole nother topic, whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But just in general, like.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
something
and
to
then
keep in mind.
sometimes you have to. Sometimes people be hiding their own weeds from themselves. Mm-hmm. They be showing themselves their own roses. So, you know, you get caught up in that, and then you be looking at yourself. And you be like, wait, hold up. But you also need to see that within the person that you're dating too.
Yeah.
So my point is, don't get all the way to the finish line and then blame your partner that you've been walking to the finish line with for y'all being in third place.
Yeah.
When
We'll go check.
when in reality, you could have been saw.
13 minutes.
You could have been saw that, you know, y'all were going to be in third place a long time ago. But you was too busy looking at the roses instead of trying to find the weeds and seeing if you okay with the roses that grew around them.
Mm-hmm. Well, the roses are really good.
They're so
The
great
roses are
that I'm
so
going to
good.
ignore.
I just don't see the weeds.
Yeah, I don't see any weeds. You don't have any weeds.
And it's not to say that people can't have weeds.
But that's the point. The point is you need to know what the weeds are.
Yeah, so you can go about in helping that person or helping that person see
And kill them.
and kill the weeds. Knowing you can't kill the weeds.
They have to.
They have to kill the weeds. You can just point out, hey, you got some.
Yeah, hey, you got some stuff
It's,
in there. You
them,
want to
them
work
weeds
on
starting.
it?
Them weeds starting to grow.
Yeah, it just be like, hey, you want to work on it.
Yeah.
If you're willing to help them work on it. Sometimes people ain't.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. You can be like, hey, that's too many. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Or hey, I've seen those. I don't want to deal
do
with
that
those
anymore.
no more.
Mm-hmm.
I had them in my yard and got rid of them. I don't want to regrow them.
Yeah.
So let me get up out of there type situation. So, you know, I mean, I wish I could remember where I saw that quote, but man, I don't. Maybe it was from Tabitha's page, Tabitha Brown, y'all, because that's my business.
That's her business.
But it might have been from her page or a podcast I was listening to or something. But I was like, man, I had to write that down as soon as I heard it. I was like, that is wild, wildly true. So I mean, for us, we still got weeds, and we knew them before we got married, and we were okay with what they were.
We were open with them early.
And luckily
Not
for
early.
us, not that early. But like luckily for us, we had those tough conversations where our son came 4 months ago, and we was talking about him 3 years ago. So
Even before then.
well, yeah, but the point is we were having those conversations. Like we talked about everything. We talked about the type of life we both wanted.
Yeah.
We talked about like school, religion, how we want to raise our kids. When we get to where we want to be, how we want to live. Like we asked all those questions. So like now we're at the point where we're like, oh, like I already know what's up with him. He already knows what's up with me.
And we may not even be fully on the same page.
Yeah.
Everything, but we have a understanding. That's the most
Understanding.
important thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. When you have an understanding, things get resolved quickly.
Yeah.
They do. And luckily for us, our personalities complement each other, so therefore it's easy for us to listen to each other, adjust, and be okay with each other's weeds. Because he got, what is it? What's the spray?
Roundup.
Oh yeah, he got.
Well, we can't say the brands on here. They ain't paying us.
Because Roundup gonna pay us.
They never know. we get 100,000.
We do
100,000
no
views.
yard work ever. But he got the Roundup for my weeds, and I got the Roundup for his weeds. So it works. It works perfectly for us. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was nice.
that was our TED Talk for today.
Yeah.
I hope y'all learned something. You know,
gonna learn you something.
make sure you the message is make sure you find out what the weeds are in your partner's garden before you be like, hey, I do.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be in for a rude awakening when you get to that marriage thing. Because the relationship doesn't necessarily change, but the responsibility does. Ooh, Jesus.
The relationship doesn't change, but the responsibility changes.
But the responsibility does. It sounds better when you say does.
Okay, my bad.
Thank you. Don't be messing with my quote.
My bad.
God damn.
And even if you're single, does not mean that you can't work on the weeds either. You can work on your
work
own
on your
weeds.
own.
Yeah.
Man. Because they gonna keep growing. So you gotta keep.
You living by
spraying.
yourself. You doing things however you want. You should start asking yourself, should I be? Ask yourself certain questions.
Yeah. So you can always be working on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It makes all the other transitions better, and it helps, and it works with identifying other people's weeds, so you know right off the bat. I don't want to deal with that one.
Yeah,
Not gonna deal with that.
I got rid of that weed the other day.
Yeah, so I'm good on that one, sir. But or you can be like, hey, I understand that one. I can help you with that. I'm okay with helping because I went through it and I got over it. So let me help you with that one. So. Yeah. All right, y'all. That's the end of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in to That Kind of Love.
Are you gonna do the outro?
I never remember it. We're gonna
peace, love, happiness. If you don't put it in your face, you
put it in your face. Put what in your face?
I don't know, the podcast.
Peace, love, and happiness. If you don't know your purpose, please find it because it make your life so much better. Stay swaggy, y'all. Peace.
And throw them gang signs up.